the Domus. The archaeological remains you see before you, as well as those behind you, belong to two large domus. Domus is the name used to refer to houses in ancient Rome. Both groups have only been partially excavated, and so in reality the houses were larger than what can be currently seen. Roman houses had plain and austere facades, with hardly any doors or windows facing onto the street. In contrast, the interiors were arranged around an area or patios, which the various rooms opened out onto, creating warm family areas that were lavishly decorated. In the center of the patio of the Domus, a polyobulated pool used to collect the rainwater was built. The pools were also used as tanks holding many aquatic plants and fish, which helped to create a cool atmosphere in the patio. Around the pool, there was a porticoed space supported by a series of columns which have retained their original bases, with traces of the painted stuccos that once covered them. One of the columns has been restored and painted from remains recovered during the excavations. What you are seeing here in this image is a representation of what the atria would have looked like in this domus. This open central area was dominated by two large rooms located at the ends of the patio. Parts of the mosaics which covered the floors and even the paintings decorating the walls have been preserved. Inside the rooms there were long benches, usually made to hold 3 people, where the guests reclined, and low tables where food was served on typical dishes from the period. The terra sigillata, a sample of which you were able to observe in the exhibition room. Since the house has not been completely excavated, it is difficult to identify some of the spaces. To the left, first of all, we encounter the entrance area. The rooms located besides the entrance of the house were used as offices or rooms in which the pater familias would attend to his customers and the people he tutored. The rooms furthest away from the main door, at the end on the left, were the most private and intimate rooms, the living rooms and bedrooms used by the rest of the family. It was here that the lararium tended to be located, a space used for worshipping the lares or household gods which were exhibited in the exhibition room. At the end, on the right, the final rooms of the house are the kitchens, storerooms and service areas. The mills and presses for preparing the food can be found here. In addition to the mosaics and painted murals, there are other elements that show the comforts these houses possessed. The piping under the floors carried the surplus and wastewater out of the house and took it to the main sewage system in the streets. However, also hiding beneath the floors of this domus, there is a mysterious passageway. We do not know whether it was used for storage or as a shelter, as no archaeological objects have been found inside. Except for this lamp from the Islamic period, by which time Iliki was already an abandoned city. Please take a walk around this domus and what lies behind it. Next, move on to the location where the Dama d'Elce was discovered. Along the way, you will encounter the Monography Museum, the remains of the Venus Reservoir, and further along, the Oriental Baths, which are currently under study and undergoing the museum preparation process.